Hi, I'm Tom Romito, Facilitator. I'm going to talk to you for a couple of minutes about how to build teamwork with a collaborative. In 2007, I conducted a workshop on team building for an organization called the Minority Health Alliance of Greater Cleveland. This was a marvelous experience. Let's talk about what a collaborative is. About 50 people from 20 minority health agencies attended this workshop. We met at the gathering place in Beechwood, Ohio. Now, although this organization called themselves an alliance, they were actually a collaborative. By definition, a collaborative is two or more entities working together to achieve something. Well, the agencies differed in their goals or reasons for being. The only commonality they had was that they all promoted health in some way. They told me that their single goal as a collaborative was to become a team. Well, you might be asking yourself, how do you make a collaborative a team? Well, I've been a facilitator since 1991, but this was the first time that I'd been faced with such a challenge. I searched my resources and came up with a dandy tool to help them build teamwork. To this day, I'm thanking my lucky stars that I had a copy of Peter Senge's book called The Fifth Discipline Fieldbook. This book laid out a 4-hour exercise that was tailor-made for a large group of people who wanted to become a team. I made maximum use of Peter Senge's Breakout group concept. I divided the 50 people into 4 groups and sent them off into different corners of the auditorium that we were in. I gave 2 of the groups a question to work on for 30 minutes. And it was, in order to make your organization what you want it to be, what do you need to do that you're not doing now? Their task was to come up with 3 vision items and 3 change items. I gave the other 2 groups a different question to work on for 30 minutes, and it was, in order to make your organization what you want to be, what do you need to do differently from what you're doing now? And they had the same task as the first 2 groups. Well, the energy started to flow. I could have kicked back and watched them for 30 minutes, but that's not my style. I circulated among the 4 groups, making sure that they understood what I wanted them to do and ensuring that they stayed on task. Well, I knew that this kind of interaction was exactly what they wanted and needed. They were really into this. The ideas were flowing around their little circles, and one person in each group was taking notes. When I reformed the main group, a spokesperson from each breakout group reported on their top 3 change items and top 3 vision items. And the similarities among the 4 groups thrilled the participants because they had discovered that they actually had a lot in common. Then I worked the whole group to gain consensus around their top 3 priorities for vision items and change items for a total of 6 items. And now the final act. The last step of the workshop was to prioritize the organization's 6 items and develop an action plan to implement them. The beauty of this last step was that different people in the organization offered to champion each action item and commit to a timetable for doing it. For me, the payoff occurred 5 years later when I met up with someone who had been a participant in that workshop. This person remembered me and said that they were so excited about that experience that they're still talking about it. They had become a team. Thanks for listening.